Hey, what's going on, guys? You guys ever think about preconceived notions? I've been thinking about this concept of preconceived notions, like kind of like assumptions and perceptions that people have, like preconceived notions about other people. And it's just interesting to me. I try to think about it, how like people will kind of assume things about people and have these preconceived notions about someone based on their appearance or how they perceive them, and so which could be true, it could be not, but it is kind of like even before they even get to know a person or something, they're already kind of look at someone and form a narrative about them in their mind and have a preconceived notion about who they think that person is and how they should behave, or what they think. So that train's pretty loud. But yeah, so it was just interesting. I was just thinking about this because I noticed that it happens a lot. It's the people will, like, there was this guy in jail that that was by me, and he talked about the CEO, one of the CEOs, that his face looked like he had a nice face that he was like a nice person. He was like, you could tell based on his face that he's like a nice person, and I was just like, that's interesting, but yeah, like he's, and there, so it's kind of like this judgment that like, oh, I can kind of approach this person this way and talk to this person because based on his face, like he's gonna be nice, like. So that's kind of interesting, and people, I think, they do it to me too. People will I always think it's weird when like someone comes up to me and asks me something, or tries to, like this bum just tried to get me to help him get a pack of cigarettes, but out of all the other people that were around and stuff, like he chose me, so it was something about me that it seemed like that I would be the one that would say yes to him, that that he felt safe enough with. There's lots of these like preconceived notions when you go around, and like, it's happening all the time, but we're not even aware of it. Really, it's kind of strange because a lot of how we look is based on genetics and stuff anyway. So it's kind of strange to form these judgments and assumptions about someone, when they don't, they're just looked that way because of their who their mom and dad were, and so it's kind of an interesting concept. But yeah, even there's this one person, like when I got into this program and stuff, like he didn't even know like how I got there, or what I did to get into there, and was kind of joking around with other people around that I was like a hacker, that, oh, that's got some hacking skills, or like, and that he's a horrible, that's how he's in here, they just kind of like assume that, like, since I look like a nerd or something, that I must be in there for some hacking, like it was like, without ever even asking or knowing what I was in there for, that I'm actually like in there for stalking, like I really don't have much computer skills or hacking. I don't know how to do I don't even know how to get on the deep web or anything like that, so yeah, people do that, a lot I get the nerd thing a lot, it's like an assumption about who I should be, or that I should, that they should be able to approach me and talk to me a certain way based on, this preconceived notion of who they think I am or who I should be or something. And when it doesn't line up, it's like, I think people, it drives them crazy a little. They just like expect you to like bend to their assumption and perception of who you are, of who they think you are in their mind. They can't handle, they like, you could be somebody else, or that like, you're not going to just bend yourself and just be the person that they're assuming that you are, they'll be, and then, they get mad. They're like, you're not that person. It's like, oh, that's just what you're seeing, yeah. There's no contract that says that I have to be this certain person, because you preconceive me to be this person, or that I, you should be able to get your way with me in a certain way, or you have unlimited access. There's lots of like parasites. There's this thing too where people like feed off of people's energy, and so they assume, I'm a very friendly, like open kind of person. In general, I think I have a demeanor where I'm approachable in a certain way, where people think that they could like approach me and just like, talk to me, and I'm not very like judgmental, or I won't make like a mean face or something, you know. And I notice how like regular people, they sometimes will go around and you know, they're not as like friendly and stuff. Like you can tell that maybe they're not. So I think there's something about me that seems like I'm not gonna like get mad at somebody for them yelling, you know, asking me something, or you know, there's like a preconceived kind of notion that like, oh, you know, he's probably a friendly person. So, but yeah, anyways, yeah, what do you guys think about this? It's kind of an interesting concept. But yeah, you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.